Hi there, I'm Scott Embry, your NAIFA Michigan President for 2023. I know we all get bombarded with emails to read, so I thought maybe I'd just get a video out there instead of you reading words. So I made it a goal to send out a video update to our membership at the end of each month of my presidency. I've kind of been joking that I'm bringing back FDR's fireside chats. So here's the candle here, which is my fireside to kind of set the mood here. So my goal is to be at least an over-communicator rather than an under-communicator. And the goal today really is to share with you as members what we are working on as a board in the background regarding advocacy. I want to touch on our member events that we're planning for the year, and really at the end just wrap it up with an overall state of our organization. So on the topic of advocacy, I wanted to look back on the last 5 years of NAIFA Michigan and what we actually have accomplished. If you've ever completed more than 24 continuing education hours in your 2-year span that you need to do that prior to 2018, those extra hours didn't count for you. Now, thanks to NAIFA Michigan, we were able to work with our legislators, and it's been signed into law. It's a public act that you can now roll over up to 12 credit hours for your next 2-year period. All right. Number 2, NAIFA Michigan was able to get legislation passed to increase the gift limits for property casualty insurance producers. Previously, they could give an insured or an applicant a gift valued at no more than $10, and we worked with our legislators to increase that by 5 times, actually, to $50. So from $10 to $50. Number 3, Michigan worked hard for years on helping Michigan's no fault to get the Michigan's no fault reform across the finish line. What that public act did was decrease the cost of car insurance for citizens of Michigan, and while still providing the coverage choices for Michigan drivers. Number 4, our most recent accomplishment was having all public schools in Michigan it's mandatory, a half credit for all students to take a financial literacy course, because we believe it's an essential course for young adults to take before jumping into the world of adulthood post high school, I guess you could say. So all these accomplishments were years in the making. We were keeping the topics in front of the legislators through election cycles, through lame duck sessions and beyond, thanks to our members and helping us maintain relationships with legislators to keep the ball moving forward, because things move fast and then they slow down and then they move fast again, and it's good to just stay in front of the legislators, and we need our members to help us do that. So what do we have working on this year? What's on the docket? Well, there's 3 main things that we're working on right now. One is senior financial protection, which we've been working on this for years if you've been following. Last year, we actually got a bill passed the state Senate and the House Financial Services Committee. But when it got to the House, the lame duck session was shortened, and it ultimately failed. And the goal of this change is to allow broker-dealers and advisors in Michigan to place temporary holds on a disbursement of funds on accounts for a specified adult. Number 2, life producers still have a gift limit of only $10. So just like the property and casualty agents, of us increasing that from 10 to 50, we want the language to match property and casualty and life agents. So we're trying to get that language to match in that public act. And number 3, we are pushing hard to have continuing education credits be applied to you for simply being involved in NAIFA. And last year we were able to get a committee hearing on a bill, and we worked hard with DIFs to get the language right. So we're optimistic we can get that across the finish line this year. So those are our 3 big advocacy pushes this year going forward. In 2022, in regards to our PAC, we raised about $30,000, and we spent about $20,000 to help campaign for legislators that quite frankly we like, or that they align with our legislative priorities. Of the 22 different campaigns that we donated to, only 3 of them lost re-election. On top of that, our lobbyist group has great relationships with nearly all the caucus members of the Senate Republicans, the House Republicans, and the House Democrats. We've hosted events that have featured speeches from the new Speaker of the House, Joe Tate, our new House Appropriations Chairwoman, Angela Whitwer, and our Senate Appropriations Chairwoman, Sarah Anthony. So that was a little bit on advocacy, and as always, if there's something that we need to be aware of, or if there's something that that you want to discuss with us, if there's something that's important to you, please let us know. We want to hear from our members on what's important to them around advocacy. If you have questions about what we're working on, please. Our ears are open, our email boxes are open, our phones are open, whatever it takes. So moving on to our calendar of events for the year, our goal as a board is to get at least something on the calendar each month. It may be a virtual meeting, it may be an in-person meeting, but either way, we want to have something offered to our members each month. So in January, if you missed it, we invited Simon Riley to come speak to us. He's a financial professional coach, and he gave us some great ideas around setting appointments and really psychologically, I guess you could say, getting out of our own way of success. And we recorded that presentation. So if you want to hear it, let us know. We're happy to send it on to you. We're happy to send it on to our members. In February, as of this morning, we just finalized the date and time for another virtual presentation. This one's going to be on the topic of estate planning from an estate planning attorney. His name's Tom Doyle. So I want you to save that date right now, February 16th, 10 a.m. It's going to be a virtual meeting. Look for information coming on that soon, of how to register and attend the meeting. In March, we have an in-person meeting scheduled. We're going to do a luncheon in Lansing. We're going to meet at the Crown Plaza in Lansing. And we have our speaker is going to be there, the Tri-County Office of Aging. So we're going to learn about resources and programs for seniors. So if you work with older clients, I think this talk will be useful for you. We have a room that is enough for, I can't remember how many people, but it's very limited. So when that information does come out, it's a first come, first served basis. It's, we're held to our capacity at the meeting space. But so look for that. And register. April, again, we're getting close to getting another virtual event scheduled. We're working with the Office of Social Security to get their contact to do a Social Security presentation for our members. So we're just trying to nail down a date and time for that. But in April, we plan on a virtual meeting around the topic of Social Security with the Social Security Office. Now, May is our big month. May 1st. We're going to be having our advocacy social. This will be in Lansing at our lobbyist office, KDA. It's our advocacy social. We're going to socialize with some legislators. We'll probably raise some money for our PAC. We will have drinks, hors d'oeuvres, and just a nice informal gathering with our legislators. But the next day, the May 2nd, that's our big day. So if you want to spend the night after May 1st, in Lansing, the morning of May 2nd, we actually meet at the Capitol. We call it our Day on the Hill. It's my all-time favorite event that we've ever done as an organization, or that we continue to do as an organization. I think it's the most important event that we do. This is the one where we need big attendance because we need to let legislators know that we're a big organization and we have some clear objectives. Now, I've been going to this event for 10 years now, and I still remember my first time. I remember it so well, because that's the day it finally clicked with me on why I'm a paying member of this organization. These people that are writing our laws around our industry don't know our industry. They don't know our industry like us. They don't know our clients like us. They need to lean on us as a resource. So we show up. We show up as a group once a year to remind them that we're here to lean on. We're a resource. So now, if you've never been, and I can understand how this might sound intimidating. I remember my first time, I was scared to death. I was like, oh my God, I'm meeting with my state rep, I'm meeting with a senator, right? But let me assure you, you're not going to be going to any meetings alone. You'll be accompanied by a seasoned NAIFA member that has done this many times before. Our lobbyist group will be there to prep us for the day. They'll go over all our talking points. They'll answer any questions that you have before you go on to your scheduled meetings with your legislators. And most importantly, as I said before, these legislators need you more than you need them. Okay? They don't know our industry. You do. They need to be educated. So that's why we're there. Also in May, At the end of May is our congressional conference, which is basically our day on the Hill, but in Washington, D.C. And there'll be some extra content there from NAIFA National as well. This is on May 22nd through the 23rd. Again, you're going to have scheduled meetings with the legislators in D.C. There is a travel stipend that's available that NAIFA National is offering on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you are interested in going or planning on going, I'd encourage you to register as soon as possible so you can get that stipend, because I know there's only a limited amount. I think it's like $350 or something like that. Again, information probably came out from NAIFA National. If you want to hear more about it, reach out to us. We'll find you the information. In June, we're working on getting a CE Day scheduled in West Michigan. The goal of this event is to offer at least 6 hours of CE, 3 of them being ethics. And actually, this is another one. As of this morning, we got our provider booked, and so now we're just getting a date nailed down with a location where we can find the cost to be minimal, I guess, but still meet our needs. In July, that is our annual Edema golf outing here in West Michigan. We raise funds for our charitable arm, which ultimately gives the dollars that we raise to the Widowed Person Services of West Michigan. So look for more information about that event. I believe we already have it booked. I can't remember the date actually off the top of my head, but it is booked, and information will be coming out soon for that. We'll obviously be looking for members to attend. They'll be looking for sponsors, so keep an eye out. In August, we're not going to have any formal meetings scheduled. However, we know that our representatives in D.C. Come back to their hometown in the summertime, and we want to get on their calendars. So NAIFA Michigan is going to schedule appointments with our legislators that are coming back into district, and we want NAIFA members to attend those meetings. Again, just getting to know your legislator, putting a face with the name, so our organization is in front of them all the time, so they know that we're there as a resource for them. In September, we have another golf outing planned. It's our annual charity golf outing in Saginaw. That one will be at the Sawmill Golf Club on September 8th. So look for more information on that, but you can put that date in your calendar. In October, of course, we got to have our annual state conference where we get together. We'll have a good speaker lineup, and we get together as a group, and we hand out our Distinguished Service Award. And a lot of work has to go into planning this event. There's a lot of bells and whistles that have to be checked. A lot of boxes that need to be checked. So I don't want to give away too much information yet, but we're working on a really great event for you in October. In November, we plan on putting on another CE Day. This time, instead of on the west side, we're going to do it towards the east side, or central side, I guess you could say, in the Mount Pleasant area. So we're planning on having it have that. We got to find providers and book a location, but that is on our docket. Also in November, we're planning on having another virtual speaker on the topic of estate settlements with an attorney from the same office as February's, Tom Doyle's office. Another attorney will be doing another estate planning presentation. And finally, my hope, and this is kind of out there, but my hope in December is to just put together some kind of informal social event, a happy hour type deal where everyone can get together, have a couple drinks, eat some food together, celebrate the year and a holiday season together in person somewhere. So, all right. So I covered advocacy. I hit on some of the stuff that we got that we're planning on throughout the year. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was the overall state of NAIFA Michigan. So as I'm recording this morning, I looked at it. We have 369 dues-paying members. And if I'm being honest, that number needs to be drastically higher. How we have thousands of insurance professionals and financial advisors in the state of Michigan, and we only have 369 dues-paying members to their professional association is just beyond me. Right? So I'm open to ideas of how to grow our association here in Michigan. We need your help to do so. But in the meantime, know that your board is asking everyone that they know to join. We're asking people to renew their membership, and our number one focus this year is to increase the number of NAIFA Michigan members. If I'm being honest, we're at a tipping point where if we don't increase the membership, we start to become irrelevant in Lansing. And if that happens, our legislative priorities are no longer at the table, but now they've become part of the menu. And that's the last thing we want, because our constituents, our clients, which are our legislators' constituents, are relying on us they need us as a resource in order to draft, good legislation. So to wrap this up, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone throughout the year at the events that we have planned, in person and virtually. I'll see you at Day on the Hill. Our goal is to increase the awareness of NAIFA Michigan and grow our membership. We're going to make this organization something that our members are proud to be a part of. We're going to work hard at it, and your board is working hard at it. You have a great board. I wish you all a great 2023, and I will see you all for my February fireside update.